Hi everyone. I'm currently out of state at my younger brother's wedding. We're in Texas, so my live audience is a little bit different. I am here with my son Leith, and then on the phone is my husband Ryan, and then you can see my daughter right there, Liv. Okay, so I'm gonna set you up. Okay, so close your eyes and imagine that you are a parent. You're waking up at the break of dawn. There's no light outside. You're having to pack lunches for school, get snacks prepared, get everyone moving, and you're rushing out the door, only for you to go ahead and sit in traffic for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on where you commute, if you're in Riverside County or San Diego County, to get to the office, only to sit down in your cubicle or your office space and have to join Teams meetings, Zooms meeting, work on Excels, all of these products that are all computer-based. Meanwhile, your child is at school, you're off work, you're rushing home through traffic, another hour and a half home, only to miss their activities, miss their events, and kind of just blow your whole day because you're sitting in traffic and being in an office. What makes this so frustrating is most of this work can actually be done from a remote work area at home. Employers should offer more remote work options for employees' jobs that do not physically need them to be present in the office. Millions of workers hold their jobs and they can be done remotely instead of having to go into an office. According to a Pew Research Center article that was published in 2023, employees with remote capable jobs are still required to commute to regular offices. These unnecessarily commutes impact not only workers financially, psychologically, but it also impacts our environment. Today I'm going to discuss the problem caused by unnecessary commuting, reasons many employers still require workers to return to the office, and solution organizations can implement to provide remote work options. Mandatory commuting causes financial, physiological, and environmental hardship, like I mentioned earlier. Millions of workers commute even though their jobs can be done from home. That Pew Research article that I mentioned that was published in 2023 shares this information. This means tens of millions of workers are affected nationwide. Commuting creates significant costs to employees. There is a AAA article called Your Driving Costs Studied that was done in 2024 that says that an owner of a vehicle actually spends about $12,000 a year maintaining that vehicle, if it's tires, rotation, oil changes that are coming up more frequently, and fuel costs. As we know, fuel is up to $6 in San Diego County right now per gallon. Expenses such as parking your vehicle as well. I know where I work, if you work downtown, you have to pay for parking. And then there's also public transportation if you're taking the bus or the subway or the trolley. These costs place additional strains on household budgets. Commuting, physiological and mental health harm that is caused is sitting in a car for that amount of time, then having to go into an office building under those fluorescent lights are also harmful for your mental health. There was a study done by the National Library of Medicine in 2023 that talks about employees' well-being and mental health and how it's been impacted significantly for these employees that are going into the office that are not necessarily needing to go into the office. Remote work often improves work-life balance, and it's eliminating a long commute and allowing workers with greater flexibility, spending time with their families. If you're single, being with your friends, catching happy hour. Studies also show that employees who are remotely often report lower stress levels. I can say that this is true for myself. I was a very anxious person when I was commuting into the office and spending 3 hours a day on the road. Since COVID and I've been at home, stress levels have gone down so much. Environmental harm. So this is another big one. Commuting also contributes to the environmental damages. According to the EPA agency, an article that was posted in 2023, 29% of greenhouse gas emissions is caused in the United States by people commuting into the office. We can eliminate some of these unnecessarily caused environmental harms by having people remote work instead. Reducing unnecessarily commutes could significantly decrease the pollution in our area and in the United States. If remote work can reduce these problems, why do so many companies still think that it's necessary for you to come into the office? Well, it's that structural mindset and those barriers that a lot of management and companies have. They're thinking about overhead costs, they're already paying for the space, they're thinking that teams won't collaborate. Many organizations have invested heavily into office space and they don't want to lose that office space. These investments encourage companies to bring employees together for work culture. Some workplaces also lack management systems that are designed for remote teams, such as SharePoint, Teams, Zoom, and all of those platforms. Some managers are also in that mindset that employees are more productive when they're in the office. I know I've heard that a lot being a government worker, that let's collaborate, let's go into the office. But we have actually had upper management say that they've noticed that their employees are more productive when they're at home. There's less water cooler breaks and people aren't mingling around cubicles or offices just doing office gossip. They're just sitting at home in their own environment that they're comfortable with. However, research from Stanford University found that remote workers often maintain higher productivity, like I mentioned, compared to being in the office. This was a Bloom article that was published in 2023. Despite these barriers, there are practical solutions organizations can implement. Establish a remote-friendly workspace. Employers should allow remote work for positions that do not require physical presence at all. So if there's no face-to-face contact, let them work from home. Many jobs involving computer work, phone work, communication, digital collaboration can all be performed remotely. Invest in remote collaboration technology, modern tools, again, such as video conferencing, having a great cloud base, making sure all your employees are set up with VPNs, and project management tools can eliminate the need for unnecessarily commuting into the office. Some organizations prefer a hybrid arrangement. Again, this is great as well. Research from the Harvard Business Review, an article that was published in 2023, suggests that flexible work arrangements improve employee satisfaction and retention rates. An article published in 2023 from the McKinsey report also found that many employees prefer flexible work arrangements and benefits from remote options, which makes the people that you're recruiting for those positions more desired to work for you, and they'll have that retention rate. Today we discussed 3 key points. Mandatory commuting creates financial strain, mental health, and environmental harm. Structured mindsets and barriers often prevent organizations from adopting remote work, and employers can address these issues by simply investing in technology for their employees to have access to be a remote worker. The modern workplace has evolved significantly due to technological advances. Many employees can perform their jobs effectively without any commuting to the office every day. By offering remote work options, employers can reduce stress, save employees money, and contribute to making the environment more sustainable. And providing work flexible arrangements is not only beneficial for the worker, but also helps organizations create a healthier, more collaborative work environment. Thank you.